Hello. Welcome to Monday's stream. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I did. Didn't do much in the way of things. Just kind of tidied around my spot. But, hey, sometimes you got to do that, right? Spring cleaning and all. I did watch a pretty good movie last night. Surprisingly good. Wasn't expecting much, but it wasn't bad. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Most of you haven't, according to the analytics, which is shocking. But hey, I get it. You know, it's so easy just to click on YouTube and not sign in. And it gives you basically your algorithm on the homepage. But it would really help if you do subscribe. So I appreciate that, taking the time to do that. Best part is it's free, right? Follow the Twitch channel. Merch is available right now at toddreacts.com. Winter collection's available until March 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And then the summer collection launches. So look out for that. Members get 15% discount on every order. I probably don't say that enough, but I should. Join the Discord. It is now public. There is a growing community there of I think we're almost at 50 people at this point, which is super cool. And yeah, you can request your own videos via toddreacts.com. Sign up for the membership tiers, which allow for that. And you can request your own videos, and we'll watch it live on stream. And eventually, these will be live on the YouTube channel. I'm just basically trying to catch up here on requests, which I am very quickly doing so. And then after that point, we will be having an official schedule, and it will be live on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And I just tested that out on Saturday on my gaming stream, and it does work. It does work. The system didn't crash. I was worried about it, but hey, I shouldn't be worried about it. It works. That's what I get for upgrading the computer, which is awesome. So I'm glad that works. Unfortunately, I selected normal latency on the gaming stream, so it was always like 30 seconds behind the Twitch channel, and I'm like, oh gosh, I should have selected ultra low latency. You can't change it after you start it, so I was like, oh boy. But now that I know what to do for that, it should be pretty simple going forward. One thing's for sure, it almost feels like I need a completely other screen, because, you know, the gaming is on one screen, right? And I have another screen where the rest of the stuff goes on, but it's so many windows that it's just windows piled on windows piled on windows. And I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd actually want or need a third screen, but I guess that's just kind of the solution there. I don't know if other streamers or content creators or whatever have 3 screens, but there you go. I think I need a third screen. We have 5 excellent edits today requested by members at toddreacts.com. We're going to start off at Emmerdale, make a journey over to Harry Potter, and then hit the ER at Grey's Anatomy, and then head to the Flophouse at Shameless. And then travel some time in the TARDIS with Doctor Who. Should be interesting. I tried to pick a, eclectic group, so we're kind of dabbling all over the place. I hope you enjoy these kind of mixed reactions. I think it's kind of interesting, other than, 5 Shameless videos or 5 Doctor Who videos or whatever. It kind of mixes things up, gives you a little variety, and it gives me a little variety too. So the movie I watched last night, I think, was Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain on Amazon. What is it? Prime Video or whatever? Prime Video. That's what it's called. I'm looking at it right now. That's what it's called. Absolutely panned by critics. Completely panned by critics. Let me go ahead and bring it up right now. 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. 42. Audience score, over 1,000 ratings, 91%. I mean, talk about a discrepancy there. Like, that is nuts. Whenever that happens, I just assume that the movie's pretty good and that the critics are just way off. I don't know why that happens. Maybe the critics have an agenda they're pushing or something. I don't know. But typically when the audience overwhelmingly, like 91% is high, like really high. I mean, that's certified fresh, right? Or whatever the heck their rating system is. I have no idea. But that's pretty dang high. I don't know if I'd put it at 91%, but it'd probably be over 80, like 81, something like that. Maybe I have to watch it again and like really give it another look, but I thought it was pretty funny throughout. A lot of the humor is kind of childish, I guess you could say. I don't know a better way to say that. Maybe like adolescent. So it's very much like young professional age humor, but even less than that. Like a little adolescent humor. John Goodman narrates the adventure of Ben, Martin, and John, 3 childhood friends turned deadbeat coworkers. So it's giving off a very Workaholics vibe. If you've ever seen Workaholics, it's very kind of similar, their friendship. Who fend off hairless bears, desperate park rangers, and a hypocritical cult leader in the hopes of finding a priceless treasure, only to discover that finding the treasure is the easiest part of their journey. So I would recommend checking it out. Yeah, so the critics' consensus, it has a share of funny moments, but they aren't enough to fill a full-length feature. And then the audience consensus, hilariously dumb fun, especially if you're close to the same age as a comedy troupe. So if you're in that kind of age range, it is pretty funny. Let's see. One of these reviews was pretty cool. Consistently funny, the critics are Squaresville. Absurdist humor. That is a great way to put it. Absurdist humor. It is quite, what's another way to say it? It is quite exaggerated. Very exaggerated humor. Conan O'Brien's in it as one of the kids' dads. You can see him in the poster right there. Right on the top right there. The kid from Stranger Things, I can't even remember his name, is in there as well. Very bit part. Extremely bit part. Yeah, the critics reviews are pretty brutal, some of these. Painfully predictable story and fails to elicit almost any laughs. I don't know about that. Maybe this film is destined to be a cult classic, or maybe it'll be relegated to more streaming platform filler. There are some laugh-out-loud moments you won't be able to resist. There you go. But it gets sloppy in the end. I would actually agree with that. I watched it alone, and I found myself laughing out loud, which is so hard to do. Because typically when you're laughing or watching a comedy, it's so much easier to watch it with other people, because when you're watching it alone, you don't feel the almost urge or need to laugh out loud. And when you're watching with other people, you kind of get that social acceptance of, oh, this is funny. Like everyone else is laughing, so you laugh too out loud. I don't know. There's something different about watching comedy alone versus at like a comedy show or at a movie theater. It's very social. 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 49% on Metacritic. So yeah, the critics hated this movie, really. I mean, 42% on Rotten Tomatoes and 49 overall. But the audience, 91. 91. Let's look at Metacritic real quick. User reviews. Let's see, is it going to be like, oh, all right. Actually, that's not that many reviews. That is not a lot of reviews, but around 6, mixed or average. A 1. It was all right, had its moments, but I wouldn't say it was outrageously hilarious. It had its moments where I was legitimately laughing hard. I have no idea they were on SNL, Saturday Night Live. No idea. Old school comedy. Yeah. 90 minutes long. Yep. It's that perfect length for a comedy movie. 90 minutes. Hour and a half. That's it. Not too long. Not 2 hours. Not 2.5 hours. It's been ages since I've seen a comedy. It's a comedy. I laughed out loud a few times. It's okay. Yeah, absolutely. I would say it's very reminiscent of an old comedy that you just don't see these days. Just goofy, absurd. I wonder if I should play Stellar Blade. Look at all these ads. Good grief. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's hop into this. That was a good movie. I would recommend at least checking it out. You know, maybe you hate it. That's totally cool. Actually, I don't mind watching movies that I hate. I don't mind it. Halfway through, if I hate it for any sort of reason, I just continue watching it, and then I try to find something redeemable about it. And it almost becomes a game at that point where you're trying to find something you like about it. All right, let's hop into this first video. It is Aaron Dingle, Rare and Beautiful. Let's go.
And what have you got, eh? A father that doesn't want you. A stepmother who's frightened of you. And a mother who walks out. And now all you do is make life worse for everyone you come across.
Just heads up here. I was so excited to start stream that I didn't actually proportion the videos. So there might be a few of these where we start it and I have to pause it because the video is like that big. It's like that big. And then I have to resize it and whatever. But yeah, a little bit of a mistake, but it is what it is.
I swear, I didn't do it because he's gay. I did it because I am.
Boy, those must have been the early days.
Please don't forget me.
I've been thinking a lot about Jackson since I've been here. He was a prisoner. He found a way out. It's not about wanting to die. It's more about being able to live.
All you and your poxy family have got a name for is being the biggest bunch of thieves, scroungers and losers around.
Well, you may not care about your own family, but you might want to protect your own backside.
Hang on a minute, who says I don't care about my own family? Since when's it been any of your business?
You hate me now, don't you?
You're the only one I don't.
If you need anyone to talk to, you can always talk to me, you know.
Hey, you're a dingle! So start acting like one and show your family some respect.
I'm not staying here, and I'm a lives here, I'm not a dingle.
So?
That'd be so, Mr. Dingle.
You don't need to give me...
That explains why the two names, whenever I look up Aaron Dingle, Aaron Livesey comes up, and I'm just like, why is there two names?
This hard man routine, mate. I'm a dingle. I'll do it in my sleep.
What did your dad do to you?
He raped me.
Mum. My dad raped me.
Oh, boy.
He said he was sorry for what he had to do, but I'd been naughty. I'm sorry.
No, love. I'm sorry.
This is the second stream in a row I've started with such a hardcore video. Oh my gosh. Good grief.
I'm not some pathetic victim. You're the strongest person I know.
I gotta stop doing that. I gotta ease into it.
Guilty.
Right. You deserve to be really happy.
I'm gonna be a better big brother to her than you ever were a dad. You're my little sister, I'll always look after you.
I love you more than anyone.
even after death, with shortness of breath.
Thanks, baby.
There's some sweet moments. I haven't seen any so far.
Yes, man. Please, stop that.
This is it, eh? This mouthy little chap won't stop following me around.
Just some idiot farmer can look after himself.
You don't have to look out for me anymore.
I think I do.
You can face anything.
I'm so proud of you. I love you so much.
Where's the house?
I love you, you idiot.
Strong, courageous, so kind to everybody but yourself. Aaron's a good person. He stands up for what's right.
Hell yeah.
Shortness of breath, I'll explain the infinite.
Definitely seems like Aaron was dealt a bad hand. But he's trying to do the best
Never
with it.
thought I'd have this with anyone.
And life is difficult, you know? We're all trying to figure out our own way. Sometimes we get lost, sometimes we lose ourselves, but at the end of the day, we're trying to come back. We're trying to do better, progress into better things. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original edit. Go throw it some love. That was a beautiful edit. Beautiful edit. Boy, family can be our biggest support system, our biggest backbone, if you will. Or it can be our biggest critics and really tear us down and not do very good things. Because family, I mean, that's what you got. I mean, that's the start of your life, right? It's who you have around you at all times. It's who, you know, is there for your good times and your bad times. And if they're not supporting you or they're criticizing you heavily or they're causing you pain or trauma, as in Aaron's case, big trauma, it can really affect the rest of your life. And, you know, you try to separate as best you can. Obviously go through quite a bit of therapy, soul searching, finding yourself, and hopefully on the other side you come out better. So there's very, you know, one or two ways to go about it. Either your family's just your rock, you know, it's always there. You can count on them. They're there to pick you up when you're down and bring you down when you're too up. You're too full of yourself. Or they're there to tear you down and drag you down no matter what. Obviously, one is more ideal than the other, but unfortunately, we don't get to choose that. That is just what it is. Seems like Aaron definitely has the second one, the one that tears him down. It does seem like he has a good relationship with his younger sister, I think. He seems pretty protective and is showing a lot of good qualities there. But obviously, when it comes to his father and some other members of his family, not that great. Not that great. Boy, that is really rough. Truly. I found this Reddit post that talked about Aaron's return. Apparently he returned from leaving. And I wanted to pull this up. Let's go ahead and do that. Might be an unpopular opinion, but Aaron's return is a bad idea. So Aaron is back. He's moody, depressed, on self-destruct mode, pushing everyone away, Are we back in 2009 when Aaron was struggling with his sexuality? Is this 2011 after Jackson committed the act of ending himself? What's up, Luke? Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Or is it 2014 when Aaron helped Robert cover up Katie's death? Or is it 2016 when Aaron was dealing with his not-so-great childhood? Could it be 2018, 2019 when he lost Robert? Or 2021 when he lost Ben? Or 2022 when he lost Liv? Which I think is his sister, right? Do you see my point? He's been in the show since 2008, and we're 2 months from 2024. This is obviously a couple months old. So we're going to have a depressing Aaron for the 16th year going. That's basically the best part of the 2 decades already. Sorry, but the show has completely ran out of ideas. Bringing Ross or Pete or Adam back would be so much better. How will Aaron's return change anything exactly? So this person is pretty critical of Aaron's trajectory. This person says, yes, I have no problems with bringing Aaron back, but I am not thrilled with the synopsis of his return. Could nobody at Emmerdale really think of anything new or different to do with Aaron other than repeat the same old? Maybe matured a little. They always push on us that Liv is the most important person in Aaron's life, so losing Robert is nothing in comparison. Ben is meh, as they only are together for 5 minutes, and the relationship went from 0 to 100 like overnight. Well, sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you meet somebody and you are just in sync completely, and it goes 0 to 100 real quick. So that's not unrealistic, honestly. I don't really see that as a valid complaint. Is it a permanent return? That's a good question. I think he's a great actor. I think Aaron's return might work well if it is being written as a continuation of the storyline revolving men's mental health that was pushed really hard following Patty's breakdown, which has kind of fizzled out lately. Patty has helped Aaron with mental health issues before. Maybe we'll get some Daddy Patty moments out of Aaron's return. But Aaron has had this storyline before. He's a character on repeat at this point. Well, here's hoping they come up with some twist. Now, I've been reacting to On My Block on ToddReaacts.com. You can check it out. I'm up to the season 3 finale, excuse me. And there's only 1 season to go. And the writers of On My Block have been so good at twisting the hell out of that story to the point where I have no idea what's going to happen. Like, they are willing to go to crazy lengths to make sure you don't know what's coming next. And it has been wonderful to watch. So maybe, just maybe, they'll have that moment with Aaron. That's a problem with long-running shows, especially soaps running out of ideas, similar to when people complain about how Grey's has gone on to 20 seasons. Yeah, that does get a bit tedious. I wonder if that's why they always bring in new writers to try to, like, refresh it, come up with some new ideas, just to add something to it that it's missing or try to bring some newness to it. Also, it's why Arrowverse shows like The Flash or Arrow only had 8 seasons, because the story has no direction. The only exception I feel is Legends of Tomorrow, that needed an extra season to wrap up. Yeah. Wrapping up a series, is always important. Always important. Sometimes we don't get that closure, unfortunately, which is brutal. I was looking forward to the long episode, but discovered I really can't stand the character even more than I remembered. His miserable face makes me miserable as well. Well, that's just, that's empathy. That's good. Really sick of Aaron already. Boy, this is an Aaron hate thread. What did I stumble upon here? I hate Aaron because they only gave him miserable storylines, so I completely agree. Oh, see, this would be the perfect time for the writers to, like, really, come up with a totally different direction for that character and make everyone just go, oh, wow, all right. Because at this point, it seems so negative. And it's not just the edits I've been watching. Apparently, it's some people thinking that as well. So now would be the perfect time to really give a redemption arc and totally change the character. But then again, how do you do that and make it believable? Obviously, he's going to need a lot of therapy. Maybe he reconnects with one of the family members. Maybe he just starts a new job, opens a business, and changes his lifestyle. I don't know. I think Aaron has to go through a mental health storyline and this time process everything that's happened to him properly. Yeah. I'm talking about processing because last time the character has had several losses and people simply wanted him to move on. After that, I think he should take up a new hobby. There you go. Maybe go to university. Maybe have a new well-built romance and have children. Aaron always wanted children. Yeah, that is the only way. He's got to have a redemption arc, and then people will find, reasons to love Aaron. Although, judging on the comments on some of these videos, people do love Aaron's story. It's very relatable for some, which is great. Well, not great, but you know what I mean. It's great that it's relatable, at least. Flash had 9 seasons, but got messy. Arrow had a perfect amount. Supergirl, not messy too. Got messy too. And excuse me. Legends needs an extra season. Batwoman maybe 2, but was a little more mediocre. Everything I read or saw about Batwoman was bad. Bad. The numbers just free fell. So maybe it was the writing, possibly. I did read that it got better in the second season or second actor. I can't remember. But apparently from the jump, it was interesting. Very CW, if you will. All right. Well, that was good. That was a good edit of Aaron because I got to see a little bit more of the sweet side, His interaction with, I think, was his sister was very interesting. It showed a little different nature to Aaron other than just constantly being beaten down and crying and sad and obviously dealing with a lot of emotions and Robert cheating on him, all that stuff. The last season was decent, but it was far too late to fix. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. I think I saw the ratings were like less than 1 million, like way less than 1 million viewers, which is not good. Not good. Obviously, people have many more options to watch content these days, so I don't know exactly what the new number is for desirable audience. All right, let's go ahead and jump to the second video. It is Harry Potter based. I don't think I've reacted to a Harry Potter video in a long time. No, I definitely have on this channel for sure, but I think it's been a while. All right, now I don't know if this is going to be proportioned correctly, so we're going to have to find out. And hopefully the sound isn't so high that it's crazy, but all right, let's go.
Harry understood at last that he was not supposed to survive.
Nope, that is not
His
proportioned
job was to
correctly.
walk calmly into death's welcome
Hold on.
arms. Along the way, he was to dispose of Voldemort's remaining links to life.
There we go.
When at last he flung himself across Voldemort's path and did not raise a wand to defend himself, the end would be clean, and the job that ought to have been done in Godric's Hollow would be finished.
Figured out all the pieces and now makes sense to me.
I literally just watched the entire collection of Harry Potter movies. As soon as I had YouTube TV for a couple months so I could watch American college football. And then I got rid of it because that's an added expense. And I don't really watch live TV anymore. But it had it available and I had DVR, so I literally recorded all of them to try to watch them. It holds up so well.
For this must be done. I cannot let them die in vain. They fought by my side and fell with their pride.
I do wish the original Dumbledore had more movies, and he wasn't quite as old. Wow, that is awesome.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've really adored this franchise.
Stay close to me.
Narnia, yeah.
And it's comforting to me.
I'm ready to die.
This is it, there's no more to say. Just a waiting game as he takes his aim. So I walk this alone and face this truth. Mama, I'm coming home, home to you. No goodbyes this time, and no kisses too. Jenny, please don't you cry. I always love you. I figured out all the pieces, and it now makes sense to me.
This is probably the one franchise I would even put close to Lord of the Rings, which is high praise for me, because the Lord of the Rings series to me is like number one. I could watch those movies ad infinitum, and I probably will. I've already seen them like at least 10 times each. Link down below in the YouTube description for that original edit. Go throw it some love. That was beautiful. Very beautiful. Yeah, I remember, well, it was unfortunate timing because right before the first movie hit, I started reading the books. And then me, being me, as soon as the first movie came out, I was like, well, I'm done with the books. I'm much more of a visual person, so as soon as the first movie came out, I was like, oh, well, they're going to make all the books in the movies. Okay. Dang, I almost wish there was more of a gap there. Which is weird because didn't the original book come out in like 1997? So I did have a couple years. I had about 4 years in there to read them all. I just didn't. Oh, if I could go back in time, I would definitely have done that differently. Because I do wish that I read all the books. And I guess now I can go back and do it. Which I might do, actually. That might be fun. I haven't read in a long time, which is a sad thing to admit. I have literally, my iPad is just full of books that I've just never touched. But I've downloaded over the years to eventually read. I guess that's very much like anybody, that old meme of like anybody going into a bookstore and you buy like 5-6 books, even though you have like 10 unread at home. I watch stuff, then read the books, for example, Bridgerton books I read after the show, Shadow and Bone. I read Six of Crows after the show. Yeah, that's probably one of the best ways to do it, because then you get to enjoy the movie, and then you get all that extra content / context of the books. That's probably, if I were to pick a way to do it, that's probably the best way to do it. Because usually when I hear people read the book and then see the movie, they always say the movie was disappointing or it didn't live up to the book. So maybe it's better to do it the other way. The only thing I've read and then watched after is Maze Runner. Maze Runner was so good. Oh, I love those movies. I can't remember. I watched those really late. Like, we're talking 5 years ago, maybe, or whenever. I think, no, it might have been 3 years ago. Yeah, I watched those really late, but they were very good. Dylan O'Brien's an excellent actor. What movie was he in that I really enjoyed too? Love and Monsters, I think it was. That was a pretty good movie. Definitely recommend that. yeah, Harry Potter craze was just so fascinating because I was somewhat around that age. I think I was in elementary school. I was maybe, I don't know, 10, somewhere around there. 2001, I think the first one came out. I was in like 6th grade. So I was right in the heart of that, right in the heart of that craze. And I watched that thing multiple times when it came out on VHS. Yes, VHS. I remember trying to rent it at Blockbuster, which ages me completely. I remember trying to rent it at Blockbuster and it just being gone for like weeks. I'm just like, come on. I've only watched Maze Runner and a bit of Scorch Trials. They were good, but I knew what happens in Death Cure, aka my favorite character dies, so I can't make myself watch it. Because I've read the book Death Cure, so I read... Yeah, that is tough. That is tough. Those are really well done movies, though, for sure. Harry Potter. Yeah, I would put it up there with Lord of the Rings. For me, the best fantasy series of all time is Lord of the Rings. But Harry Potter's right there. Like, we're talking 1A, 1B almost. It is just a fascinating watch. Great story. Excellent acting from basically unknown actors. It is just, it sucks you into that world so well. You know, I found myself, I was watching the first one, and I was dying to watch the second one, dying to watch the third one, dying to watch the fourth one. Like, it was so strange. Like, I've seen them before, obviously, and this is so many years after, but I'm still, like, craving the next one, craving the next one, craving the next one. It was so strange. And what was beautiful about it is that the DVR was set up, and it was recording whenever it aired, and there was a couple days. One of them was a couple weeks in between. So it was just driving me nuts. It's like, come on, get there. I want to watch it. Oh, it was beautiful. Beautiful. This is probably the third watch through I've done, and it was still interesting. I think there's a plan for a Harry Potter TV show. I don't know what stage of the process they're in. Oh, boy. I don't know about that. I really don't. What made those movies so interesting is the fact that they had a decent budget. And obviously with movies, you have more time to make it look visually stunning. So, but I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, ooh, could you imagine like a CW version of Harry Potter? Ugh, I don't think I'd like that very much, to be honest. Let's go ahead and pull this up. I found this little post. Just kind of go into that I open at the close. It's on HBO. Oh, thank God. Oh, that's so much better to read. It's on. It makes me think they'll get a Game of Thrones House of Dragon. Yes. HBO is the only people I would trust to do any sort of great adaptation. Amazon proved it's not great. Any other like network TV? No. So HBO, all right, I'm okay with that. I open at the close. I've been rereading the series since I got the books as a birthday gift last year, and I finally made it to the Deathly Hallows. I've only read this book and the series a couple of times, so most of what I remember are from the movies. This might have been really obvious to everyone, but it's flown over my head until now. I open at the close. Harry finds this message the night they had the reading of Dumbledore's will in the book, so really early on before they leave for their quest. This is at the very ending of Chapter 7, the will of Albus Dumbledore, which happens right before Bill and Fleur's wedding, the next chapter. That night, Harry and Ron remembered that Harry almost swallowed the first snitch he ever caught when Hermione reminded them about flesh memories. Harry presses the snitch to his mouth and reveals a secret message. I open at the close. Harry says, I open at the close. At the close. I open at the close. And for some reason, reading it this way, everything that happens later on just smacked me right in the face. I always thought this was meant the snitch opened at a closing point on the snitch itself, but it doesn't. it means something completely different. The snitch will open at the close of the battle between Voldemort and Harry. When Voldemort kills Harry, that's the ending, or so everyone thinks. I always found it odd that the snitch opened at the perfect moment, revealing the Resurrection Stone right before Harry faces Voldemort. But now it feels so obvious. I open at the close, of the war. Maybe this is explained deeper in the book when Harry goes to the forest, but I obviously haven't gotten there yet. Not so much the end of the battle, but at the end of Harry's life. He whispers to it that he is about to die, and it opens for him. To me, it reads, as others have stated, at the end, but not at the end of the war. It's at the end of Harry's life, as he thinks. The snitch holds the Resurrection Stone, the very thing used to bring back those who have died in the ghostly form they are. Harry brings them back to support him as he walks to his death. I open at the close. I will open and provide you comfort, this object, as you come to your end. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's interesting. People are just now, well, I guess he's reading through he or she is reading through the series, so it makes sense. Something a bit interesting about that line. The very first Harry Potter book was published in 98. 1998 in America, 97 in Europe. Okay, so I was kind of right. And the second Battle of Hogwarts took place in 98. So does half of the Deathly Hallows book. I find it interesting that the Harry Potter books began or opened at the end of the series timeline. I open at the close. Netflix is decent, but the problem is they cancel a lot of great stuff. Right. Doesn't help they are losing Umbrella Academy and Stranger Things, so they won't have a new fantasy show for a while. I watched the new Dead Boy Detective show that came out a few days ago, which is great, but it's Netflix. Deserves a season 2, but I'm nervous. You should definitely be nervous. Anything on Netflix, because they are quick to pull the trigger on it. And I've noticed Netflix shows are very hit or miss. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're kind of, what's a good word for it? Kitschy? Is that a phrase? I think it's a phrase. I read it in the book, and I still read it. I open at the close, like being close to something. Even though I know it's not, technically it is. Try not to think too hard about it, because it probably doesn't matter. I was convinced it wasn't close, but close, as in the word sometimes used for road streets. What? What? This was my first tattoo. Oh my gosh. Now that's someone dedicated to the cause right there. That is interesting. So there's some theories on it. I think the original author here, original poster, is probably correct. It probably means at Harry's death it opens. I read into the Harry Potter show. J.K. Rowling is an executive producer, set to air 2026. Apparently it's focusing on Harry Potter, and they want 10 seasons max. Well, hopefully they have the overall arc done, because I would hate for them to just take it season by season and whatever happens, happens. Because then you get some other writers in there. Maybe they don't know what they're doing, and it just kind of falls off a cliff. I am weary of HBO in the fact that, well, I guess maybe it's not HBO's fault. But it depends on the writers. If it's too good and they get called in for another project, are they just going to do what they did to Game of Thrones and just rush the final season and then call it a day? Or are they actually going to set up the arc and it's all planned out ahead of time and they just, no matter if people leave, they continue the arc? My problem is I would prefer a new story, maybe with a new set of characters after the events. Yeah, I would definitely prefer some sort of prequel or, I don't know, like a epilogue kind of thing. That'd be very interesting. But a recreation or reimagination or remake, no. We already have the movies. They're perfect. They're still entertaining to this day. Especially since we've lost the actors for Dumbledore and Snape. Yeah, exactly. And Hagrid, too. Yeah, no. Hopefully they do not do that. Hopefully they do not do that. I hate this passion for bringing things back. Like, it's such a small scale, but Roadhouse, I was just like, come on. Can we leave the cult classics alone, please? Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it's 80s. Yes, it's ridiculous, but it's still, there's charm there. The new one did not have the charm. Oh my gosh. All right, the second video, or excuse me, second video? No, third video. Wow, I'm losing track. Third video is Jackson and April Halo. Hopefully this is proportioned correctly. It's probably not, but we're going to find out. Nope, it's not.
I want you to promise me something. If you love someone, you tell them. Even if you're scared that it's not the right thing. Even if you're scared that it'll cause...
Younger versions of those three in the prequel could work, but a recasting of them, yeah. At least with a sequel, you can have a new headmaster, new dark arts teacher, not replacements, but a new gen, right? Oh my gosh, could you imagine that? I would not watch it. I would for sure not watch it. That would drive me nuts if they just reimagined or recreated it. Oh God. I'm getting sick to my stomach just thinking about that. Oh, why are they out of ideas? Why can they not just create new stuff? We don't need the 90s to come back with remakes. We really don't.
Even if you're scared that it will burn your life to the ground, you say it, and you say it loud.
As much as I love the 90s,
and then you go for
early 2000s, we don't need to go back.
Christina doesn't want to talk about Henry's surgery, so instead she's making fun of me.
I'll turn off the intercom.
No. I have to know everything that's going on. It's okay. I can handle it.
We will be fine.
Dang.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Me and you.
I mean, what am I? I'm the guy that made you break your promise to Jesus? I'm not that guy.
Whoa. That got really serious.
April.
For having sex with me.
No, come on. That is not... I am messed up right now.
No one wants me.
What? Yeah.
I don't want your pity, okay? Can you just leave me alone? Can you do that? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine.
All right.
Jackson,
April.
She's really struggling.
No, Jackson, I'm leaving. For home.
Crisis of
My
faith.
flight's in a few hours.
Can you just wait? Wait for me at Joe's.
I'm...
Re-virginized.
Yes.
Which is really your way of saying that you want to pretend that you and I never happened.
Boy, this is tricky. This is tricky.
And you're getting married.
When that bus exploded and I thought you were gone.
You're getting married. I love you.
Definitely going to be needed, for sure.
I always have.
Unless you can give me a reason not to.
The amount of drama leading up to that wedding, like, I would have been gone 2 seconds ago. If it's that much drama, I don't want it.
Okay, and I stay behind. And I held stuff down. I silenced myself so that you could grieve.
If you need to grieve,
I did. I did need to grieve. I needed to. Needed to with you. That's what marriage is to me. April.
So, okay, so you're saying that if I go again, then we're done? We chose to love one another until we died. You made that choice.
We chose to love and honor one another. Honor one another, which you couldn't do because you couldn't hear me telling you I needed you to stay.
I needed to go.
And you went. You did what you needed to do twice, actually.
You know what they call that? Marriage. And it gets hard, but you don't just leave. You don't just stop.
You do. You do just stop. You know what they call that?
Oh.
Divorce.
The one thing that April and I could never see eye to eye on was God. She believed, and I.
So did she run away? Did she cheat? Like, what are we talking about?
Really do. It's too late. She's married. She's happy with someone else.
That's how it ends? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay, well, if the dating phase is that traumatic and toxic and back and forth and, oh boy, marriage won't fix that. It's just going to add another complicated layer to everything that's going wrong. And then you have to bring in lawyers, which is something that sounds terrible because the lawyers take a cut of both of your money. And now you're stuck in that room arguing about who gets a couch, who gets a car, who, do you have to split your inheritance or not? Like, that is ugly, ugly. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original edit. Go throw it some love. Wow, that's brutal. Yeah, if you're, boy, just the concept of that much drama and back and forth during the dating phase, like that's supposed to be the awesome part. That's supposed to be the easy. Figuring out what they like, meshing really well. But to have that level of toxicity in the dating stage and then throwing a marriage on top of it, like that is nauseating. Like, to me, I am repulsed by that. Great acting, yes. Great acting for sure. Definitely confusing. A lot of back and forth. A lot of left twice. What does that mean? Like running away? I can't imagine that. Imagine getting in a fight with somebody and then they just bounce. They just leave. Cut off communication, whatever. That would be horrendous. And now that you're married, you have to deal with that headache on top of it. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Let me pull up this timeline, which will hopefully help all of us if you haven't seen it. Whoop, there we go. Grey's Anatomy, Jackson and April's relationship timeline explained. Impromptu wedding to heartbreaking breakups. Tumultuous timeline. Hey, some people just love the drama, right? They live for the drama. Friendship grew into romantic, leading to a surprise marriage, birth of their daughter, and they brought a kid into that. Oh my gosh. Eventually reconciled and got back together in the end. I think I definitely touched on this before, but honestly, it bears repeating a little bit. Jackson's wedding objection. Probably should have gone with that, honestly. Let's see. Became close friends. Writers did a great job setting up their foundation. Changed forever when they're involved in a mass shooting, resulting in their friends' sad deaths. Became roommates. And they were roommates. I just think of that Vine. I think that was Vine. Guy was sitting on the stoops of his apartment complex. That girl walks by on the phone, and they were roommates. They become close confidants. Yeah, Vine. I miss Vine. Vine was so beautiful. Let's see here. Funny moments, sweet moments. Takes a romantic turn. Slept together while taking their medical boards. April initially panicked because this was her first time. Soon began a casual relationship, aka F-buddies, or situationship, if you will. This didn't last very long, as they had a pregnancy scare. That'll shake things up. Realized they had a different view of their future. Complaints about how Grey's Anatomy writers mishandled April's virginity storyline, particularly as they turned it into a gag. Interesting. Struggle to repair the friendship. Well, yeah. Friends typically don't sleep together. So that's just kind of a thing. Going back to strictly platonic friendship after that is difficult. That is muddy waters to try to get through. After they ended their relationship, struggled to become friends again, since it was clear they had feelings for one another. Jackson started a relationship with Stephanie, or a romance, excuse me. April became engaged to paramedic Matthew Taylor. Engaged? Wow. The writers did hint that their romance was far from over, as April almost called off her wedding after Jackson's near-death experience. Jackson had second thoughts. Will they, won't they? Yeah, classic. Jackson interrupts April's wedding, and they get married, which is so weird. There's got to be so much in between there of like sharing glances and, you know, almost romantic moments at work kind of thing. Struggled to agree on how they would raise their children. Wasn't completely surprising that the two had this argument, since this was all new ground they needed to cover. Yeah, talk about rushing into things. Holy cow. Especially after all that back and forth and... Honestly, this storyline just nauseates me. If I put myself in this position, oh, terrible. Baby had a fatal condition. Boy, that's about sums up the relationship, I suppose. Oh, likely pass away after a couple hours if he was carried to term. Revelation was devastating, as it would be. After several long and emotional conversations, eventually decided to induce labor to stop Samuel from feeling any more pain and to say goodbye. It seems like the humane thing to do. And I'm sure that was a crazy wrench thrown into that relationship. That is something that can definitely drive you apart, for sure. Probably drive you apart more than bring you together, especially with their background. As heartbreaking as it was to see them on the verge of breaking up, it wasn't surprising, as they needed to focus on their mental health. There was also an indication that more drama was to come, since they had also been away from each other for a year at that point. Reconnecting after she returns from the army, leading them to getting a divorce. reconnecting. Struggled to reconnect. She contemplated another tour in Jordan. Jackson decided to end the marriage. Couldn't work out their differences. What do they call that? Irreconcilable differences? I can't remember that phrase that all the celebrities use. I think it's that in their divorces. This felt like an end of an era, as no one thought they would ever break up. What? Based on their history, it seems like they'd break up. Soon dropped another twist when the last scene of the episode saw April tell Arizona she was pregnant. Hello. Keeps her pregnancy a secret. Jackson found out in one of the worst ways possible through someone else. It was one of the show's more memorable scenes, particularly since this moment occurred at the same time April decided to tell Jackson herself. Oh, that's brutal. As expected, delaying the news ended up being one of the worst things April did on Grey's Anatomy since the plastic surgeon didn't respond well. I'm not surprised. Two overcame their differences as they realized the one common thing they wanted was the best for the child. April gave birth to a daughter. Adjusts to parenthood. April moves out, but still has feelings for him. Former couple did a great job maintaining an amicable relationship. There was even a chance for them to start their romance again after they slept together while in Montana. Fortunately, this wasn't in the writers' plans as they had a different story in mind. Although April had residual feelings for Jackson, she soon realized that Jackson was falling for their close friend Maggie. Oh boy. Heartbreaking to watch, but necessary if April wanted to move on. Writers building up Maggie and Jackson's surprising romance. Jackson and April didn't interact much. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is soap opera level drama. This is definitely soap opera level drama. We're just missing a few like killings and, family betrayals. With Sarah Drew no longer on Grey's Anatomy, the writers did have a difficult time keeping Jackson and April's love story alive since William's character was still one of Grey's Anatomy's mainstays. However, they eventually managed to find a way for the couple to rekindle their romance. After Jesse Williams announced he was leaving Grey's Anatomy after 12 years, Jackson's send-off saw the plastic surgeon move to Boston, take over the Catherine Fox Foundation, and ask April to move her family with him. After much discussion, April agreed, revealing that she and Matthew had divorced in the pandemic and were now leading different lives. With nothing in their way anymore, viewers knew Jackson and April's reunion was inevitable. By season 18, episode 19, Jackson and April were back together. May have taken a while, but it was worth the wait. There you go. And then they moved to Boston, I suppose. And which they probably broke up again. And then had another kid. And then got back together. And then she moved out. And then they broke up again. And then they got back together. And then they surprise marriage. Woo! It's one of these. It's a roller coaster. I do not envy that at all. That sounds tragic. Obviously, that's entertaining to watch because you're getting that up and down. You never know what to expect, what's going to happen next. Although it is kind of pattern a little bit. But that is amazing. Can't wait for season 50 when they return divorced. But by the end of the episode, they're married. Yes. It's chaotic, but there is definitely a flow to it, for sure. Oh my gosh. That is something. it's one of those shows where I'm like, how long is that going to go on for? I guess as long as the main actors stay in it, right? And obviously it has a following for sure. But yeah, April and Jackson, very, very up and down. Extremely up and down. All right, BRB. All right. Let's hop into the fourth video, Shameless. Which one is this? This is Ian, I think, right? Ian Gallagher being unironically funny in season 7, specifically season 7. Haven't seen an Ian video in a minute, so I am excited for this. Let's hope the aspect ratio is set up. I cannot believe I started this stream before doing that. That was definitely an oversight, but it's a Monday. I was a little rushed and I was excited, so it happens. Nope. Completely wrong. All right, hold on. Good grief. All right, let's get this going here. Boom. All right. That should fix it.
Show me some respect or don't you hide it. I don't need no hint.
Hurry up in there.
Using the sink.
I know Adelaide Kane, who played Mary in Rain, and Harry Shum Jr., who was Mike on Glee, are on Grey's newest season. Oh, so they're bringing in different actors? That's interesting. Maybe they're trying to revitalize it in a way.
Holy shit. Dude, that's a mangled mess.
Oh my God, it's all bloody and raw, man.
You shouldn't have gotten that stupid circumcision, man.
All right, well, I did. There's nothing I can do about it now, so fuck you guys. I already feel like enough of a freak being the only Gallagher who's not circumcised. Thanks for making me feel worse about it.
It's not like a big deal. You just gotta keep it clean. Yeah, what's up? Something happened?
Dom won't go down on me because I'm not circumcised.
Sorry, little bitch. Well, do you wash it thoroughly? Like scrub it every day?
I guess so.
Hey, keep that puppy squared away. You shouldn't have any problems. Yeah, you know, there's nothing worse than heading down south and getting a whiff of some moldy foreskin that smells like a homeless guy's shoes. That's exactly what
I'm dead.
There's Carl.
Carl Gallagher, please approach the ambulance. Speed up, Carl.
Fuck. What's going on? That. No.
You know what? Let me do this. Because apparently there is text in this video.
Oh, shit. Don't say Papa never gave you a pet.
Whoa.
That would be awful.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Hey, what the fuck I say?
You know what, man? Don't do me any favors, okay? I can fuck any guy here. I don't need your cisgender ass.
I have no idea what the fuck that even means, all right? Sorry.
Shit. Uh-oh.
What was that noise?
I think it was the sound of the washer dying.
Fiona gone?
She knows you're avoiding her.
Don't feel like being harassed about the bills.
He's trans. Oh. Taking testosterone? Apparently it gives you a giant clit. I'm confused, so...
I get it if you're too scared to admit that you've got the hots for a trans dude.
I'm not scared of anything. I'm into cock.
What, afraid you'll get your world rocked, Red?
Are you gonna always be there to look out for him?
Did he call him Red?
I will. I'll cook for him and I'll do his laundry and I'll let him watch me masturbate. You think he's gonna find a better deal somewhere else?
I have the day off.
Boy, I really should have put a strong language warning on this stream.
You want to come? Stick your foot in your mouth some more?
I should have seen this coming.
Off the schmutz on about 1,000 plates at the diner, so. Later. Okay.
Holy cow, this audio's all over the place.
I think Caleb is cheating on me.
I mean, you're right. I shouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. You got any proof? You know, texts, phone calls, or anything like that? Nope. And you're happy together?
Yeah, very.
At least I was.
Why don't you just go to the dinner with him? Meet this Shanice.
I didn't want him to know that I don't trust him.
Yeah, but you don't trust him. I don't want him to know that I don't trust him.
Not any way to greet your soon-to-be ex-father?
Ex-father.
We
would be so lucky.
Filling out the paperwork to disinherit you, abortion.
Maybe by sharing some of your own.
I don't have anything to share. I'm gay. All right? 100% gay.
No one's 100% anyway.
Yeah, well, I am, all right? So now this inexperienced vagina fucker has got to get to work.
Why is the audio?
Choose up, Lil John, I'm finna pack him.
Good grief. Wow. Excellent edit. Audio could use some work, but you can go throw it a like down below in the YouTube description. I always put the links in there, so if you like the video, you can check out what else they make, and you might find they make a lot of good videos that you enjoy. So go ahead and check it out. Boy, Ian, I cannot believe I was surprised by the language. That actually caught me off guard. Like, damn, this video is rough. Haven't seen an Ian video in a while. Definitely a great character. I still think I enjoy Fiona's story arc a bit more. Obviously, I haven't seen the show, so maybe Ian's story arc is better. I just don't know. But yeah, we got some information on Ian here. Let's go ahead and look over it. See if we can fill in some gaps today. Let's see. Presumably the product of a PCP-fueled affair between his mother and brother. What? His mother and Frank Gallagher's brother. Got it. I was like, wait, what? In the summer of '95. Been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Refuses to visit a doctor and does not believe he needs to take medication. High school dropout. Illegally enlisted in the Army at the end of season 3. Attempted to steal a helicopter, which is hilarious. I'm sure that was amazing. Attempted theft of government property. Wanted criminal on at least 2 charges, impersonating his older brother, and the attempted theft. On again, off again with Mickey. After spiraling out of control, Ian becomes a religious fanatic in season 8 and is arrested. Wait, really? During season 9, Ian is sent to prison to serve a 2-year sentence where he is reunited with Mickey, and his character was temporarily retired from the series, making the appearance in the season finale before Fiona leaves. Ian returns in season 10 with Mickey, and both are eventually paroled. Ian struggles with life after prison, building a future with Mickey and his own insecurities, but eventually he and Mickey get engaged and are married. Ian's not as intelligent as Lip, but he is more physically fit. Well, there's one thing. I guess it depends on your point of view, which one of those is more important. He is described by Frank as having an excellent work ethic in nearly everything he does, often uncertain of what he wants to do in his life, but once he makes a goal for himself, he goes after it 100%. Honestly, that is the ideal. As long as you go 100% towards any goal, you can't look back and regret. self-conscious of his bipolar condition, which he inherited from his mother, and often feels inadequate as it prevents him from certain things. Gets along with all his siblings who are aware of his sexuality long before he revealed it and accepted regardless. Closest to Lip and Fiona, but does get along with his younger siblings and often helps shield them from Frank's influence, which is probably a very good thing. Ian was devastated by the betrayal of Samantha Slott, who told the army of his AWOL choices. Oh, that's terrible. However, he did try to redirect Samantha's son from his misguided views from juvie. Like his siblings, Ian resents his father, Frank, for his neglect and his treatment of him since his mother, Monica, left them. For some time, Ian felt his father despised him the most. However, he was greatly surprised to learn Frank wasn't his biological father, but rather his uncle. After meeting his presumed father, Frank's brother, Ian chose not to broach the subject and accept Frank was his father, just as Lip and the others are his siblings. Interesting enough, Frank also claims Ian is still his son while not scorning his sexuality and accepting him no matter what. Despite stating he hates him, Ian was worried when Mickey plotted to kill Frank for discovering he was gay. Ian also warned Frank of the danger he was in, but listened to his father's words about his life. Ian was even present for Frank's time in the hospital when it looked like he was going to die from liver failure, and even seemed sad. Boy, it just goes to show, family is what you make of it. If it's not quite what you expect, you can still kind of make it decent, I suppose. And sometimes friends are your closest family. If your real family is full of monsters or people you don't want to associate with, you really get to choose your own family. If it comes to that. After Frank ruined Fiona's wedding, Ian took part in throwing Frank off the bridge. He wasn't surprised to see him alive when he returned, and it threw him off a bridge. What? Didn't try to help him in his moment of pain. Ian also expressed pleasure in Frank's disownment until Frank took revenge by taking Liam and blocking the family out of the house. Boy, everybody just needs their own space, don't they? Tension skyrocketed to the point where he and Lip were tortured by Frank with a raccoon, and Frank created a new family while sending him away. Gosh, what a back and forth there between Frank and Ian. That is unbelievable. Obviously, this goes into his relationships. Firefighter, different from all his partners in that they were doing normal things as they went on dates and confided in personal secrets. Ian being bipolar and Caleb being HIV positive. Boy, this show touches on everything. Literally everything. No wonder it has such a large fan base. It's almost impossible not to relate to something in this show. And even if you don't, you probably know somebody that can relate to this show. With Mickey as his new husband, Ian couldn't help but be happy about finally finding the person he truly wanted. The only sadness Ian showed was that Monica couldn't be there to witness the wedding. Boy, that's full circle, isn't it? I think I saw in one of the edits that Ian was extremely angry with Monica for, passing on that disease or disorder. And to come completely full circle to wishing she was there for the wedding. Boy, that is growth. That is growth. That's a good little redemption arc there. Troubled teenager, troubled kid, obviously has a very ruckus home life is one way to put it. complications of figuring himself out, who he is as a person, you know, what he's into, and to get all the way through that and to get married and be happy with your spouse and to even kind of make amends somewhat with his mother and wishing she was there. That is beautiful. Beautiful. I think I read quite a few comments of you all saying he has by far the best redemption arc or story arc in the show, which is not surprising after looking at this. That is quite the journey. Quite the journey. I can see why Ian's a fan fave. Yeah, for sure. Seems like he kind of touches on every life subject you possibly could, and makes it out in the end. Happy ending there. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right. The final video of the day is Doctor Who, specifically Amy Pond, the girl who waited. I didn't even realize Amy Pond was, what was her character's name in Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh gosh, that's going to drive me nuts. I've been most looking forward for this Doctor Who Amy Pond edit. Amy Pond is my favorite companion, especially since Matt Smith is my favorite Doctor. Well, there you go. Nebula. Yes, Nebula. That's the character name. I didn't even realize it. I've seen, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I've seen Amy Pond videos here on this channel with you all. And I still didn't put it together, which is just unbelievable. That's a sign of a good actor, right?
What is your name, please?
What's your name?
Amelia Pond.
Amelia Jessica Pond. That's a brilliant name.
Amy. Amy Pond. My name is Amy Pond.
Who's Amy? You were Amelia.
Yeah, now I'm Amy.
Amelia Pond.
Yeah, right. Right.
That was a great name.
Bit fairy tale.
Your hair is orange.
When I was 7, I had an imaginary friend.
Funny.
Am I?
My raggedy doctor.
He is, isn't he? He's the doctor. The Raggedy Doctor. All those cartoons you did when you were little.
He wasn't imaginary. He was real. My imaginary friend came back.
Oh dear, little Amelia Pond.
You said 6 months. Why did you say 6 months?
Little Amelia Pond. Waiting for her magic doctor to return.
Give me 5.
Amy's farewell episode made me cry after all she went through. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Minutes. I'll be right back.
Why did you
Hopefully I can read some of that.
People always say that.
Poor Amy.
Still such a child inside.
So that's
14 years.
14 years since fish custard.
Dreaming of the magic
Do
doctor.
any other companions have a story with the Doctor that starts when they're kids like this?
She knows will return to save her.
Come with me.
Where?
Wherever you want.
Or as much of a background?
Hello. Everything. The Doctor and Amy Pond.
We are in space! Woo!
It's been amazing. It's beautiful.
History.
Thanks for bringing me.
Earth Pond, Earth Pond. Come in, Pond.
The blessed, the wonderful.
Mad, impossible Amy Pond. Does it scare you?
I do like Matt Smith as
No,
a Doctor.
it just looks a bit weird.
I don't know, something about his look just seems very Doctor-like. I don't even know how to describe it.
Very old and very kind and the very, very last. Well, listen to me, Doctor. We can't be like him.
So you'll never give up.
We have to be better than him.
She's good, Doctor.
I'm not scared.
Of course you're not. You're not scared of anything.
Amy was a strong solo, but Rory was great too. And as a married couple duo, it was refreshing. I mean, Rose was like 18 and 19, but the Doctor did meet Clara as a child. But Clara didn't know who he was until adulthood.
Scared? You're scared. Dangerous.
Don't follow me under any circumstances. You're still here. Which part of waiting the TARDIS till I tell you it's safe? So confusing.
Oh, don't mind me. Never could resist taking back night.
Will you follow him?
Of course.
Is that a problem?
I'm still here, aren't I?
Amy, listen to me. This is going to be hard, but I know you can do it.
You know what's dangerous about you?
throw the gun down, or I shoot.
What are you doing?
Saving your life. Okay with that, are you?
What are you doing?
Saving your life!
It's not that you make people take risks, it's that you make them want to impress you.
I don't need you to die for me, Doctor. Do I look that clean?
Amy, no! No!
I did never do anything to disappoint your precious doctor.
You make it so they don't want to let you down.
The doctor is very precious to me, right?
You won't shoot me, Amy.
How do you know? Maybe I've changed. Do you know what else he is? Whatever that means, you've made a big mistake bringing me here, because not here. Wait till you see what's coming for you now.
You sound Scottish.
I am Scottish. What's wrong with that?
Because you're the Scottish girl in the English village, and I know how that feels.
Are you also a queen?
Yes. Yes, I am.
My name is Amy Pond, and you better get me the hell out of here, or so help me, I'm gonna kick your backside!
No offense to the others, but you let them all die first, okay?
That is more carol singers. I have a more pistol. You don't want to be all wet on a night like this.
There, you watch it, because I am armed and really dangerous and cross.
I count as a boy.
Did you just shush me?
You're so Scottish. I'm glad you're okay.
Me too!
Trust me.
Yeah. The doctor's been part of my life for so long now, and he's never let me down.
You have to remember.
Don't have a mum and dad, just an aunt.
Amy, your house is too big. Too many empty rooms. Where are your mum and dad? Does it ever bother you, Amy, that your life doesn't make any sense?
There's a crack in my wall.
There was a crack in time in the wall of your bedroom.
So please, could you send someone to fix it?
And it's been eating away at your life for a long time now.
It's the crack in my wall.
Amy Pond. All alone. Memories are more powerful than you think. Try and remember your family and they'll be there.
You're my mum.
Ah, Amelia.
You saved me. You're my friend. You're my best friend.
There's a lot to this backstory.
Gotcha.
Amy Pond in the TARDIS with Rory Williams. Did I ever tell you about this boy I met there? He was so beautiful.
I hear the song of your sadness.
I am not leaving him.
We have to.
This is a dream.
How do you know?
If this body's absorbed, I'll forget him. Because if this is real life, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Rory still lives in your mind.
I'm gonna pull time apart for you. You are Rory Williams, and you aren't going anywhere ever again. I won't let them take him. I love you.
I love you too.
Together. Or not at all.
Hey, look at this. Got my spaceship, got my boys.
My work here is done.
Go save every world you can find. Who else has that chance?
Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Amy Pond.
He always leaves you, doesn't he?
Doctor, no, don't leave me.
Alone in the dark.
I'll be back for you as soon as I can, I promise.
You always say that. It's you. You came back.
I always come back.
Of course I came back. I always come back.
I just knew.
Never apologizes.
He doesn't have to.
The girl who waited all night in your garden.
Even when I thought he had when I was a kid and he left me.
A very classic. You know, I do have
came
other
back.
things going on
The girl
too.
who waited. You've waited long enough. How long?
2 years? 10 months? Still, what's it been? 9 months? I'm not gonna hug first.
Nor am I. 10 months. Time flies. Never really understood that phrase.
You told me to wait, and I did. A lifetime. Every minute, I'm listening out for that stupid TARDIS song.
Right, so it's my fault now, is it?
I can't not wait for you.
The girl who waited. Was it worth it?
I can wait a long time for the doctor, but he's worth it, okay? Shut up. Of course it was.
It's time to stop waiting. There's something different about you, isn't there? You're thinking of stopping, aren't you?
Could we leave it a while? Not forever, just a couple of months. I think it's been 10 years.
Our friends are gonna start noticing that we're aging faster.
Not for you, or Earth, but for us. But since you dropped us back here, since you gave us this house, you know, we built a life. 10 years older, 10 years of you. I write travel articles for magazines, and Rory heals the sick.
This is a stunning
Our lives have
edit.
changed so much.
Look at you now. All grown up. You both have lives here. Beautiful, messy lives. That is what makes you so fabulously human.
What do we do?
Did real life just get started?
Choose.
I like it.
I miss you.
Is it bad that I've really missed this?
Yes.
Good.
I know.
I've missed you.
Okay, hugging and missing now.
Actually, it's you they can't give up, Doctor.
I'm running to you and Rory before you fade.
You'll be there till the end of me.
Or vice versa.
Just bring them back safe.
Afterward, by Amelia Williams.
That is exciting.
At the times we had,
Why did you do that?
I always rip out the last page of a book. Then it doesn't have to end.
I'm leaving, aren't you?
I like that.
Still breathing. I stole your childhood and now I've led you by the hand to your death.
Oh my god.
No.
And what's the alternative? Me standing over your grave?
It must be very special.
You're special.
Amelia.
The first face
This face saw.
and you'll see it onto my heart's Amelia Pond.
I hate endings.
Started to think that maybe you were just like a madman with a box.
I really am just a madman in a box.
I will never be able to see you again.
I'll be fine. I know it will. I'll be with him like I should be. Me and Rory together. Raggedy Man. Raggedy Man! Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Bob.
Good night. Hello, old friend.
Over here. Amy and Rory. It was Amy and Rory.
There's a little girl waiting in a garden. Tell her she'll go to sea and fight pirates. So know that we lived well and we're very happy. Tell her she'll give hope to the greatest painter who ever lived. Tell her.
I thought that
this
was
is the
Van
story
Gogh.
of Amelia Pond.
I knew it.
And this is how it ends.
Margarita Life, excellent frickin' edit. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original edit. Go throw it some much deserved love. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. I almost want to just sit in that moment for a little bit. That was very beautiful. It very much seemed like Amy's character was just kind of broken from the start. And the doctor was like the one person that understood her in a way. That's what I was kind of getting from that. Rory's actor was a main character for the first 2 seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. Amy's daughter becomes the doctor's wife? Really? Rory got sent back in time by a weeping angel. The episode The Ponds left the show, and Amy left after him. They would grow old together and died in 2012. Emotional end, but glad they had each other. Yeah, absolutely. Especially from her beginning story is rough. Oh my gosh. Interesting childhood. Amy Pond did make a small appearance and hug the doctor in Matt Smith's regeneration to Peter Capaldi as a final send-off. Yeah, Matt Smith seems like a perfect doctor. Really. I don't know. Something about him just gives that vibe. I don't know why. I have zero idea why. Rory waited at Amy's tomb that saved her life for 2,000 years. They always waited for each other. Gosh, that's lovely. What a beautiful story arc. That edit was incredible. I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. Amelia, more commonly known as Amy in her adulthood. She was Nurse Rory Williams' girlfriend and later wife, and the mother of Melody Pond, who later became known as River Song. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. He basically became her protector while she healed. Amy died aged 87 at some point prior to 2012 after allowing a weeping angel to send her back in time, hoping to be reunited with her husband, who had just been attacked by the same angel. She was buried beside Rory in a graveyard in New York City. Often went camping with her father in the Highlands. Her parents were swallowed up by the crack in her bedroom wall. And Amelia was raised by her aunt. Her favorite cat was named Biggles. Despite living in so long in England, she never lost her Scottish accent. Oh, I forgot that the actor is also in the Jumanji movies, like the remakes. Super funny in those. So she's very good at comedy. At primary school, she met Rory, who became her best friend, along with Mel's. Amelia was consistently the dominant member of the trio, with Rory and Mel's. Throughout primary and secondary school, Amelia unwittingly reared Mel's, serving in loco parentis and lecturing her after each of her myriad discipline problems. Meanwhile, Rory went submissively along with Amelia's instructions, so long as it allowed him to be near her. Because of Rory's timidity toward making any romantic overtures towards her, and his obvious disinterest in other girls, Amelia would incorrectly come to assume him to be gay. I'm dead. That is funny. For 2,000 years, since Rory at the time wasn't human, if I recall, since he got brought back from the dead, then Amy died and the tomb healed her, and he protected the tomb throughout 2,000-year span. I think it was till 1941, because the London Blitz. I'm trying to recall the story, but it's Doctor Who at its best. I mean, just that video alone, that story arc is unbelievable. And the interactions with the Doctor are great. In 1994, Amelia was at a fairground when she dropped her ice cream, but a red-haired woman in an odd white dress bought her a new ice cream cone to replace the one in which she dropped. Dropping and losing the ice cream and receiving the new one remained among her saddest and happiest memories, respectively, for years. Later, it turned out this was Amy's future self who had traveled back to that moment. Oh, what? That is so cool. First proper meeting with the 11th Doctor at the age of 7. Doctor's TARDIS, damaged by his regeneration, crashed in her backyard garden as she had been praying to Santa Claus to send a policeman to investigate the crack. Amelia initially took the TARDIS anachronistic police box appearance at face value and asked the Doctor if he was the policeman whom she had requested from Santa. The Doctor had a raggedy appearance as he was still wearing the tattered remains of his 10th incarnation suit and was adjusting to his new body and tastes. He examined a crack in her wall, which was actually a rip in space-time that acted as a portal to another time and place. A prisoner of the Atraxi, known as Prisoner Zero, escaped through it into Amelia's house. However, before the Doctor could assist further, the cloister bell went off, causing him to return to the TARDIS to prevent the engines from phasing out of existence. Offered to take her with him in the TARDIS, but first needed to stabilize the engines. He took the TARDIS for what he thought would be a quick 5-minute trip into the future. Amy took the opportunity to pack a small suitcase and return to the garden, waiting for the arrival of the Magic Doctor. However, she quickly fell asleep on her suitcase in the garden. Her doctor returned from much later in his future and carried her up to bed. As she continued to sleep, the Doctor told her about the magic box he had stolen, that he had really only borrowed it, having always intended to return it. Big and little at the same time, brand new and ancient, and the bluest blue ever. He said she would dream about the adventures that they would never have, and told her to love Rory Williams. Whoa. The next morning, the Doctor visited Amelia, telling her to be patient, and of the many incredible adventures that she would later have with him. Amelia did not see the Doctor again for 12 years. Wow. That would be such a tease. Like, you're going to go on amazing adventures eventually, and then just disappear for 12 years. During that entire time, you're just like, is today the day? Is today the day? Am I finally going to go on adventures? While waiting, Amelia was obsessed with her raggedy doctor. She created dolls, comics, and dress-up games about him and compelled her friends to take part. Yeah, there you go. I was wondering if somebody was going to think she was a little nutso. Amy's aunt sent Amelia to 4 psychiatrists who told her the doctor wasn't real. She bit each of them. Eventually, Amelia started calling herself Amy to distance herself from her fairy tale name. In her late teens, while she and Rory were lecturing Mel's on her behavior, Mel's caused Amy to realize Rory's feelings toward her, and she returned his affections. The two would begin dating at some point before 2008, though Amy was uncomfortable with admitting her relationship with Rory, at least to the doctor. The carrying to bed was sweeter than the article says. It happened after Amy Rory left, taken back in time. The doctor time-traveled back to the younger Amy and told her she didn't have to wait long and took her to bed. So Amy then did not wait 12 years to see him again, which was so beautiful. Oh. Yeah, I'm assuming that moment was really lovely. The doctor, thinking only 5 minutes had elapsed, returned in 2008. She was wearing a mock police constable uniform, causing him to believe her to be a police officer. Doctor returned to keep his 14-year-old promise. She joined him on condition she be returned before morning, but did not mention her wedding. Hyperactively questioned the doctor about the TARDIS after entering for the first time. Whether the doctor was a really little slug in a human suit. And if the TARDIS's roof light ever needed changing. Quickly tiring of her questions, the doctor threw Amy into an atmospheric bubble beyond the TARDIS to float weightlessly in space. That's hilarious. I love the fact that she met him as a child and had this really sweet moment. And that probably just set up such a foundation for going forward. It's not surprising she's really loved. This is a long story. We're not going to get into it all. Definitely a great edit. Not surprised. Margarita Life has done a lot of edits I've reacted to over the years. Over the years. I'm saying over the years. Which is technically true. Technically true, which is wild. I'm glad you all have joined me in this journey across the internet. Yeah, let me know down below in the YouTube comments who your favorite companion is. If Amy Pond is your favorite companion, what's your favorite moment with Amy? And just where you think she stacks with the other companions. It was also one of the first companions in a while that didn't have a classic doctor companion romantic connection. She had a little crush, but it was more banter. It was refreshing. Yeah, you could tell the fact that she didn't tell him about Rory, didn't tell him about the wedding. There was a bit of a crush going on there, which not surprising. But it did seem very friendly, like a friendly back and forth. Almost sarcastic in moments from her. almost comedic, I guess I'd say. Honestly, it's not surprising that someone would have a crush on the Doctor. Like this super powerful, time-traveling, swashbuckling, savior of the universe kind of thing. That'd be hard to not have feelings for. Just kind of the amazement of it all. All right. I hope you enjoyed all those edits. They were fantastic. This was a great one. Particularly, I enjoyed, obviously, the Doctor Who one. Amy Pond is a great character, just from the looks of it. Started off rough with Aaron again. It's kind of a nice little, I don't know. It's almost like we're speeding right into a brick wall with those Aaron Dingle edits. You just know it's going to be brutal. Hopefully we get some sweet ones going here eventually. Jackson and April, what a roller coaster. What a roller coaster. Harry Potter, still to this day, absolutely amazing. I love it. The fact that I was still so into it. It's unbelievable. That just happened a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, where I was just constantly yearning for the next installment. The Doctor loved both Amy and Rory and was so supportive of them as a couple. He did forget boundaries in terms of third wheeling. And of course, Rory had moments of jealousy, but the Doctor always knew it was just Rory and Amy. Yeah, that does. There is a bit of third wheeling there. That's funny. I guess he just saw the bigger picture of it, and he probably just wanted Amy to have a happy ending. And I'm assuming the Doctor knows there's no happy ending with the Doctor and anybody. So it's kind of what happens when you live longer than everybody. You do watch them pass on. What was that? That kind of reminds me of the Curious Case of Benjamin Button a little bit. How he's getting younger and everyone else dies off. That would be brutal. That would be really awful to be a Dorian Gray or a vampire type and to just watch people you love just eventually die off. That would be insane I would definitely be insane after a while of watching that. He was also at the wedding. It's just funny how Amy and Rory's daughter that the Doctor saw after the birth would become his wife. That is wild. That is a wild concept. Mel's, a.k.a. Amy's best friend's real name was Melody, a.k.a. River Song. That is nuts. I didn't even realize that. That is news to me. Oh my gosh. Great start to the week. I hope you enjoyed those. If you want to request your own videos, toddreacts.com, you can do so. Just join the tiers that actually have that ability and power. Perk, I guess you call it. I am currently working on new pages to the website. Just a little refresher, maybe some, mention of the gaming channel and whatnot. Todd Reacts Plays. If you want to hang out, live stream, it's very chill. Right now I'm doing Life is Strange episode 3 eventually. I've just done 1 and 2, so you haven't seen those. You can catch up on those. They're available on the YouTube channel, as well as this Twitch channel as well. Go ahead and follow the Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/Todd Reacts. That's it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Most of you have not, as I said. I'm going to grab that number because it's crazy. It's pretty crazy, actually. Go ahead and join the Discord. It's public now. We have about 50 people in it. Somebody is messaging me like crazy right now. What is happening? Good grief. Check out the merch, winter collection. It's amazing. I've done this so many times, and I don't even have this stuff memorized at this point. It's crazy. Winter collection of merch is available until May 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll be switching over to the summer collection. I think that's all I have. yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out, Luke. Amazing links. I appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. Programming note, I will be gone from Thursday through the following Sunday, so May 2nd through 11th. I'll be out of town, driving across the country, actually. So that'll be incredibly dangerous and interesting at the same time. Looking forward to getting back, reacting to more requests, being live. It's always fun. Hope you enjoy these. And yeah, I shall see you all later. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.